Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 5 of Swords. Confusion, doubt, self-criticism. Okay? This is the card of somebody who is asking a lot of questions, but feels like isn't getting a lot of answers. All right? And so it may be a card here that's saying, like, you're starting to change your mind about something. And, it's kind of like if you feel your path has been blocked, you might start to wonder if you're on the right path. Okay? So we need to put this card into some context and find out what's happening that you're starting to kind of look for other options. Yeah? And, well, let's see if we can get some kind of a confirmation about which way to go. You have the Magician card. You have a Prince of Wands. You have a 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups. And you have a Princess of Wands. Interesting. It kind of feels like there is a bit of a chapter shift taking place here. Okay. Let's keep going. We have the, Cancer Power card, a Knight of Cups. You have the Leo energy, the Lust card, 4 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups, celebration and joy. I think that there is a big pivot coming in your life. I think that this is your decision. This is your search for other answers, because I feel like something that you thought was going to be very, very good and very joyful, there's something raining on your parade right now. Okay? This is going to be, I feel like, a big pivot for you. Not a small upgrade. I think this is going to be a big shift. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay? If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see 2 major arcana energies. To me, this is a courage, okay, to be the architect of your own life. If you're sensing that there is some misalignment here, it's up to you to make this pivot, okay? To change the chapter here, to start writing the next chapter, okay? I think that some subtle changes have been happening in your life that have been aligning for this transformation. I feel that there is something that is happening that's giving you quite a revealing perspective, okay? That this is a revelation, this is a decisive event with the 5 of Swords and that 7 of Cups. Something is happening where you're saying, okay, I can't unsee that. And so I've got to change course. This is a pivot, okay? The 5 of Swords and the Magician, this is you, I think, like looking around for other opportunities, for other pathways. Okay, for a better way to do things. right? Looking for more, and we've been getting the Magician card for you often lately. I think your last reading, okay, this is a bonus reading. I think your last regular reading had the Magician, okay? And I feel that, and actually I think it was in the future position, now it's in the present position. So this is kind of like saying you've learned, you've grown, you've adapted, you have made a lot of progress on your path. It's time for you to continue relying on yourself and using the skills that you've learned, using your own ingenuity here to continue to level up your life, to continue moving forward. And if you are looking up at that Seven of Cups and thinking, that's not what I want, well, then you got to do something about it. Okay? Because this is an emotional blockage. This is something that really should make you happy, but something's raining on your parade. And well, you don't have to just stand there in the rain. Okay? The Magician is going somewhere else, doing something different. Okay? I think there are old patterns, old relationships that need to dissolve in order to make space for a new direction. Yeah. And especially with our Magician and our Five of Swords, because the Magician can be the card of persona. This can be the card that's saying, like, your interface with the world is not what you would like it to be. So I wonder if this is really you, like, going through an inner process of change. Kind of changing, analyzing what you believe, analyzing what you're committed to, thinking about your relationships, and realizing what things need to change. Maybe it's a shuffling of priorities, a shifting of priorities. We see two references to the Leo sign. Two references to Leo here. Okay, the Prince of Wands and the Lust card are both Leo power cards. I wonder if this is, in a way, you're kind of shifting into the Leo energy. Either you're right on the cusp, as I am, or you are evolving out of the Cancer sign into more of a Leo energy. Just energetically. I don't mean that your sun sign is shifting, but I mean, like, energetically, it feels like you're kind of shifting into that type of courage mode where you feel comfortable and you feel confident making decisions on a level you've not done before. Okay. So we see the two majors. We've got fire. We've got quite a bit of water. Yeah, we got a little bit of air and a little bit of earth. So with the water energy, I feel that the happiness in the past, the Seven of Cups that's kind of looming over your head right now, it's like something's dripping this slime on you. And then, of course, the pure water that you have in the future. Wanting to purify that water. So there's something that's interfering with your enjoyment of the path you're on. There's something that is tainting this, right? Something that is spoiling your joy, your happiness, the sense of purpose. Okay. And I think this is you trying to figure out what to do about that. I think some things need to be discarded from your life. I think some things need to be dissolved, okay, because you're purifying. The Three of Cups is a purified emotional energy. This is a toxic emotional energy. This is kind of what you had before. I think you had a very good thing. What did you add to this? It's kind of like you were cooking a nice gumbo. You put too much salt in it. What is that salt for you? What is that toxic energy that has arrived in your life that now you're ready to, make it go away? Yeah. The Magician is the one who can cause change and conformity with will. It may be that you're a relationship of some kind. You felt very good about it at first. Now maybe you're thinking, I don't really like it anymore. Are you obligated to keep it? Well, part of you feels like you are. Because of your Prince of Wands underneath. That's an obligation. That is a commitment. That is a steady as she goes, fixed fire energy. It's kind of like saying, even if you don't like it, you have to continue doing it. Okay? And that's where your real dilemma lies. In that Five of Swords. You're asking the questions. You're trying to figure something out. You realize that you're kind of changing your mind about something because it's no longer fun. It's no longer feels healthy, no longer feels productive. It's not making you happy anymore. However, there is an obligation. There's a commitment that you made. So what do? Maybe the Three of Cups is saying you do have to actually stay here and figure out a way to make it okay again. Okay? But I think you're rejecting that. Four of Pentacles in the position of your fear, worry, and concern. Your biggest fear is that you're going to be stuck with some situation that you don't really like. That does not feel good for you. That doesn't feel healthy or happy or productive. Doesn't feel like it's for your ultimate good. And I think it did at one time. See, we can look at this from a few different angles. Okay? This is a matter of true will, right? If it is your true will to be here and to do this thing and to stay here and commit to this, then even on those days where you feel kind of icky about it and you don't want to do it, you're going to do it anyway because you believe that that is your purpose. And so it's like my daughter with jiu-jitsu. She knows, she tells us, I want to do jiu-jitsu. I like the people. I want to get good at it. I want to keep going. But then on the day when we go, she's just tired. She says, I don't want to go. I want to go home. I want to go play. And we say, no, we're here. We got to do it because we know that you want to do it. We know that it is your will to do it. But, in the moment, we sort of protest. And we're like that too as adults, aren't we? That we commit to something earlier and we think, yeah, I want to do that. But then when the day comes, we think, oh, why did I commit to that? I don't really want to do it. We're not always wrong. What if back in the day when we said, oh, I want to do that, what if we were not really thinking clearly at the time, What if we thought it was going to be great, we were under some other influence at the time? There's no guarantee that that was your true will. Because now you're in this position where you're just like, I think I made a mistake. Okay? And I believe that you are correct. I believe that what you decided to do, what you committed to, at the time you felt an overwhelming joy about it. But I don't think it's really what you actually wanted. Because now that you're here, we see a Seven of Cups, and that's not just like a Five of Cups. It's not a Five of Pentacles. It's not a Five of Wands. It's really this feeling like you got yourself into a swampy situation. You thought it was going to be a paradise. You get there and it's a swamp. Now, maybe you were misled. Maybe you were manipulated. Maybe you were kind of seduced or led in that direction. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that now there needs to be a decisive event. You either stay and say, this is my will, and I'm staying here because this is my purpose and this is what I wanted. I'm just having a bad day. Or you say, this is not what I wanted. This is not my true will. And this bad day is confirmation, is kind of the catalyst that says, I need to get the heck out of here. Okay. What we see with the Prince of Wands under the surface is a fixed fire energy. The Princess of Wands is a volatile fire energy. You either stay or you go. The Magician has to choose. Okay? But either way, the Magician is taking responsibility. I don't think trying to blame anybody else, saying, they manipulated me or they misled me, false pretenses kind of thing. And maybe you were catfished or something, I don't know. But the idea is that you're just saying, okay, this is my situation. This is what I have to deal with. You got to figure it out, Cancer. No one else is going to figure it out for you. Okay? I want you to hit the like button. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Okay? I want you to leave a comment that says, I accept. That's the first step here, is accepting that this is the situation. The Magician is a very adaptable card. Now, just because you can adapt to this, just because you can adapt to this does not mean you should. If this doesn't feel right, if this doesn't sit with you, you don't have to adapt to it. You can choose something else. You can choose to change your life. You can choose to write a different chapter, turn the page here, okay? The Magician is like that episode of Chopped, the game show Chopped, remember? Where the contestants just get a basket full of ingredients and they have to make a masterpiece of a dish out of it, right? And that's kind of like, that's life. You get a basket of ingredients and you say, this is what you have to work with. Okay, fine. I'll do my best with what I have. You also have access to the Chopped pantry and fridge. So you can get other ingredients. You can change. You can't get rid of any of these ingredients necessarily. But you can augment them with other things. But life isn't exactly like that. Okay, some things you have to just accept. Some things you cannot get rid of. We are who we are. Some things about ourselves we can't change. Some things we can. Okay? The people in your life, the relationships, the situations that you're in, you can change those. You don't have to cook with those ingredients. Okay? I think that you are changing your mind toward freedom, toward purification, toward getting out of a toxic situation. Yeah. And it's going to be a decisive event. You're making that choice. You are changing your mind about something, and you're allowed to change your mind. You really don't owe anybody an explanation. You might offer one out of courtesy. You are allowed to change your mind. And you're allowed to change your mind even if it feels like it is a reckless thing to do. Okay. I want you to leave a comment and say, I'm ready. I want you to claim this reading. You don't have to tolerate the 7 of Cups. Okay? And it could be that once you get this out of the way, by going forward into the Princess of Wands, by making a decisive action, it could be that you're right back on your path toward being happy and fulfilling your happiness and pursuing your happiness. Following your bliss. You were following your bliss and it led you into a swamp. Gosh darn it. Hate when that happens, right? Kind of step in the bovine excrement. That's okay. Wipe it off your shoe and keep going. You don't have to just stay there and say, well, I guess that's my shoe now, But it's your responsibility. Okay? The Princess of Wands is impulsive. And I think this is where you're really trying to think things through. We got that 5 of Swords. You're thinking about all this. And you're thinking, first thought is, okay, I got myself into this mess. Okay, what do I do? And you think, okay, well, is this still my true happiness? Is this still me pursuing my happiness and I'm just having a bad day? Or is this just really a wrong turn? This was a swamp. I thought it was going to be an oasis and I need to keep going. Do I have an obligation to stay here because I voluntarily entered this situation? Am I obligated now to stay? And how long do I need to stay? If I move forward in a new direction and I kind of turn the page and I kind of start a new chapter, am I being impulsive? Am I being inconsiderate? Am I wrong for doing that? Am I wrong for choosing my own freedom here? Okay. So these are the questions that you're asking yourself right here with this 5 of Swords. Okay. Hit the like button and I guarantee that moving forward right now is going to be the better choice. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move forward. Claim this reading, put I'm done in the comments. If you're done asking questions and you're ready to move forward, because guess what? Your general energy is your superpower card. You're reclaiming your identity. You're reclaiming yourself, your passion. You have an obligation, you have an obligation to yourself, to your true nature. And this isn't to give you an excuse to like abandon something just because it's hard or because you're having a bad day. You have to answer those questions. If this is just like you kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you're in a bad mood, you don't want to do it, it's not that. Push yourself, keep doing it. This is that thing that deep within you, you feel is a toxic, there's a queasiness, there's something inside of you that you can really sense, that you're really aware of now, that's saying this is wrong. And this is you in flight. This is you choosing yourself. This is you reclaiming like your identity, reclaiming your sense of purpose, reclaiming your freedom. It's going to take courage. You got your lust card, strength card in the environment. It's going to take courage. You got 2 Leo energies. And think about it like this. It would take a lot of strength and courage for you to stay in a toxic situation, right? And sometimes we think, well, I just got to be the better person and I got to stay here. That's what a strong person does. I stick it out even when it's toxic, right? Is that strength though? Or is that fear? Are we justifying staying put by saying, well, that's what a strong person would do? I got here, I volunteered for this, I got to stay here. That's what a strong person would do, right? Or is that us just being scared of what's on the other side of this? Is this us being scared of going through the process of leaving somewhere, leaving something or someone, leaving a toxic situation? Real strength. The archetype of strength is doing the right thing even when it is difficult. But therein lies the dilemma. What's the right thing to do? Okay. I think you know the right thing to do by how it feels. 3 of Cups. You know you're doing the right thing because of how it feels. And maybe it's going to feel a little bit guilty. Maybe it's going to feel a little wrong. You're going to feel a little bit sorry for having to move in a different direction than where you were or what you were with or who you were with. But I think deep inside of you, there's going to be an acknowledgement that this feels like it was the right thing to do. The real courage is to do what you know to be right, even if it's difficult. It's going to be difficult to break up with somebody or leave the job or tell somebody no or say, hey, I changed my mind, I don't want to go, you know? Or you could just ghost them, you know? But that's not going to feel right either. And that's certainly not strength. Real strength would be to pick up the phone and say, look, I've changed my mind. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. Doesn't feel right. And or whatever, etc. Not to force yourself to do it anyway and betray your own nature. Okay. And again, this isn't just like a one-shot thing where it's just like you committed to something and you gave your word and now the day comes and you're like, oh, I don't want to go to that birthday party. Just go anyway. Okay, it's a one-shot deal. But no, this is something different. This is something deeper than that. This is something perhaps more long-term or more life-changing. Okay, it's kind of it's a pivotal moment. You commit to you stay here, and that's your life. Okay, it's not just a one-shot deal. It's a fundamental commitment in your life. Now, the 4 of Pentacles is that card of safety and security and stability. And to me, this is the illusion of safety, security, and stability. So I wonder if there's part of you that's trying to kind of justify staying here because of what the risk is on the outside. Well, yeah, this may be toxic, but hey, at least I know it. At least I'm familiar. At least I know my way around the building. Okay? But your biggest fear, I think, is for you to get stuck in some place that feels wrong. Because this is a soul-crushing combination of cards. The 3 of Cups is freedom. The 3 of Cups is liberation. Okay? The 3 of Cups is freedom and purpose and fulfillment on a level you've never experienced before. It's getting back to really pursuing this. Pursuing your happiness on the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. 333. Okay? One of these aspects of your life has got some toxic energy in it. Either your physical, financial life, your mental, emotional, your spiritual, creative. That toxicity is in there somewhere, and it's infecting every other aspect of your life. You've got to go. Whether this is a work thing, a friendship, a relationship, a lifestyle choice, a physical location, it doesn't really matter. Something is infecting every other aspect of your life. This is a purification. This is you discovering what the problem is and fixing it, purifying it. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. I fully expect like a chariot or maybe more Leo energy, more fire energy, or an ace of swords or a two of swords. Or an ace or a two of pentacles. Let's see what we have. Tower, yeah, of course. It's a pivotal moment. This is signaling a complete exclamation point, a complete like ending of a sentence and the beginning of a new, not even a beginning of a new chapter. This is a pivotal moment in your life, and I think this has been brewing for a long time. Put a yes in the comments, okay? And this is rough. This is the ending of something. This is something collapsing, something crumbling down. But it's liberating you because you're not meant to be stuck in there. This is a freedom. This is a liberation. This is a pivotal moment. This is a life-changing moment. You're starting a new chapter here. You got to end this chapter because it's not feeling right for you. Okay? Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner, and there's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Cancer Wednesdays and Sundays. This is a bonus reading. I feel like you needed it. Okay? It's felt urgent. Be sure to watch both of your other readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I guarantee good things will happen. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.